All right, everybody, welcome back to Movie Talks and Chill. We're your hosts. I am Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
Gobble gobble. I'm Patrick Wall.
Who likes his turkey?
Well, this is our Thanksgiving Day episode. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I like the liquid wild turkey.
Yeah.
When this airs, Thanksgiving, when this starts airing, Thanksgiving will be the next day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So get out your turkeys, get out your mashed taters.
Find those, sweatpants that you're gonna need, or just
Yes, with the elastic band.
yeah, or anything with an elastic band, and do not wear a belt.
The best thing about Thanksgiving is, the grocery stores knock their prices down drastically. 49 cents a pound. I won't say where, but I've seen it all over. I know a couple other businesses that have had them for around that price, or under $1 a pound. So you can buy multiple turkeys if you want. Stick them in your freezer.
Yeah.
Save them for later.
Even the big named brand of turkeys
Yep.
dropped their prices a little bit this year too.
Yep. So it is Thanksgiving time. Gobble, gobble. All the fixins. We're going to get you guys now. So I was thinking of an episode right before we started doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And
he will not tell us what
I
it is.
I won't. Because it's kind of lame, but it's fun. It's lame, but fun. It's like MacGyver meets Back to the Future.
Okay.
No, it's not that cool.
Yeah, that sounds kick-ass.
No, I want to start because
Why would you put that? And now I want to make this movie.
Or is that the topic of the episode? What would happen if
And
MacGyver
here we
was in
are.
Back to the Future?
He would kick
MacGyver
ass.
and Doc Brown working together.
Oh my gosh.
My God, they wouldn't need a flux capacitor. They would just need like a pine cone, 3 pieces of string, and like a paper clip.
Yes, always one paperclip.
I think I just shot 1.21 gigawatts through Gavin's brain there. So, we're thinking Thanksgiving. We've done, unfortunately, we've talked about it many times
Yeah,
before.
our
There's
first
only
year
so
we did
many
Thanksgiving movies. That
Thanksgiving
was all
movies out there.
5 of them.
Yeah.
And last year we talked about movies that involved like big feast or food, like cooking movies.
Yep.
And I'm sure for that middle year we talked about. Oh, that was Thanksgiving. That was the year we did Thanksgiving.
Yes, that was Thanksgiving.
We're
not gonna kill it this year.
I wish we had long story short, because of production issues, we didn't have like a whole lot of time in between our last episode and this one, and I really wish the thought came to me, but not anywhere near enough time. I was like, we should watch the sequel, which is technically called Thanksgiving 3: The Search for Thanksgiving 2. Yep.
Twice.
Because there is no 2.
Yeah.
They jumped to 3 to make you confused to keep you watching. That was their hook.
Yeah, the whole point of I say there's a point to these movies, but the evil turkey is on the hunt for the last remaining copy, or VHS or DVD of Thanksgiving 2.
Which doesn't really exist.
No.
So the thing I was thinking about with Thanksgiving is we've all had many Thanksgiving dinners. 40 of them at least for you guys. I've had 47 of them. Yeah. I've had 7 more than you, so shut up. But what's always intrigued me is, every family has a different, unique recipe for certain things, whether it be the turkey, whether it be the stuffing, but it always worked. So when you think of recipes for success, I was thinking, when you think of movies where everything just worked, all the ingredients worked to make it just stellar, I think that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Movies that are made recipes for success. Speaking from the last episode, like Spaceballs, you have the right cast, you have the right director, creator.
So you
have the
just
right
want to talk
premise.
about like critically acclaimed movies.
Not just critically acclaimed, but things that just worked right. All
Right.
the ingredients just worked.
Okay. Like,
Like Back to the Future.
yeah.
Everything about Back to the Future works.
So going back to our last episode, that's why I love Canadian Bacon so much. Like everything just kind of, even though it was an underrated movie, everything fell into place. All the comedians they had were very funny, and all. It almost seemed like a Mel Brooks movies because of all like the shtick comedy they had going on every now and again. But yeah, okay, so it wasn't critically acclaimed, but everything just enjoyable. It wasn't winning an Oscar, but you sat back and like, I like that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, because most Thanksgiving dinners probably are not going to win the 5-star, award.
There's
remember what
also
it's actually
only like
called.
5 of them.
What's the actual
Michelin
award?
star.
Michelin star. That's right. Yeah, they're not going to all win the Michelin star because they're home cooking and they're for the most degree basic. But there's so many different styles. You have fried turkey, you have regular turkey. Some people brine their turkey. Some people
do ham.
do ham.
I spatchcock mine.
Spatchcock.
Wow.
Do you know what that is?
No.
I do.
It's when you cut out the spine with kitchen shears and then like butterfly it and press down on it to break all the ribs, and then you bake it. You cook it that way. It cuts the cooking time in like half too, by the way, and it comes out a lot better than you would think.
Basically, a murderous rage version of cooking turkey.
Also, trying to snip out. There are a couple of those bones that connect to the spine. Like when I was doing it the first year, you could just see like a bruise on my palm for like the next week. Just for me, just like, and finally, like
Yeah,
it sounded like a
that's
gunshot
what
when
it was
you
there.
What?
That's why that bruise was there.
Yeah.
Yep. Good call. Nice save. You know, the turkey was there. I was there. Things were happening.
I just got done watching the first American Pie.
Please don't tell me about the giblets.
So that's another one. So like American Pie.
Yeah.
A bunch of really, at that time, really no-name actors,
Yeah,
except for Eugene Levy.
Yeah, I think he might have been the most famous person in that movie.
Yeah, because nobody else, except for the only other person that was really known, I think, for a big role was Allison Hannigan. She had been doing Willow in
Oh,
Buffy
yeah.
the Vampire Slayer. She was also, she had done another, probably can't remember off the top of my head, but I think when we first saw her, I was like, oh, it's Willow.
Yeah.
But nobody else did I know when I saw that movie.
No?
Except for Eugene Levy. But you have the funny
No,
movie.
John Cho is in that movie too.
Yeah, and you didn't
But
know who
he-
he was at that
Yeah,
time?
I think at that point he was in like the second episode of Charmed.
Yeah.
And I think and then he went to America. It was a very minor role. But
And also Blink 182.
Yep.
Never forget them.
But you got, a group of kids whose all personalities kind of work together. Everybody's got their own little quirk, their own little thing. Stifler, obviously, being Stifler. Finch, or Shipwreck, as you like to call him.
Well, the guy who played Kevin, he was probably, I would say he's probably actually the more well-known, but he was the child actor. He was
Yeah,
Rookie of the
Rookie
Year
Year. Yep.
and a kid in King Arthur's Court.
Yep. But I don't really remember seeing Jason Biggs that much.
Yeah.
No.
Tara Reid, I don't remember really seeing that much before then.
Yeah, she launched
Outside of the Big Lebowski, that came out before.
Yeah.
Scream.
Was she in Scream?
No, that was Drew Barrymore. Never mind.
Yeah.
I thought she might have been, but
And what's his name? Chris Klein.
yeah.
I can't remember. Did Election come out before or after American Pie? I want to say
after. Yeah.
I was gonna say before. All right, hold on.
Chris Klein always reminded me of like a heavier set Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
When I first
Yeah.
saw him.
Election came out in 1999.
That's about the same time American Pie came out. Or did it come out in 98?
Same year.
Okay. So we had a good year that year.
Yeah.
Then I don't remember seeing him in literally anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. But,
Well,
it's
he
just-
was in that one movie after that was like, he was in two, Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds.
Yep. But that came out like later.
Yeah. But there was another one where he was something like it's the movie where he's talking to the dad and he's talking about golf. He's like, fucking goddamn shit, like highly technical golf terms. And the girl that he falls in love with, like, he finds out that his mom was like this famous actress that he used to beat off to on his wall. Like, it was a weird movie.
yeah.
You know what I'm
I
talking
know
about,
what
right?
you're talking about now. Horrible thing to find out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Let's move on from that.
And next,
That's gross.
Well, speaking of Sean William Scott movies, the one that I really love that it's either underrated or no one's really seen is Road Trip. He's in that movie, and I think that movie works really well together. DJ Quayle's in that movie is hilarious, especially when they go to the all black fraternity, and like we're from like a chapter back on the East Coast, and we're like, all right, they didn't know it was an all black fraternity,
Right.
But Sean William Scott knew like the code and the handshake and everything. He's like, yeah, we're fine. And then they're all sitting there eating at dinner, and then to mess with him, they go up to DJ Quayle's and like, look what I found in his luggage. He's holding up like a KKK hood, and he's like, that's not mine. That's not mine. And then he literally just like passes out, and then like it just cuts to him like waking up, and I can't. Who's the lead actor? He was in that show, Franklin and Bash.
oh yeah,
Yeah, he's been in. Well, we'll talk about him in a minute, but no, I can't remember his name.
Yeah. He was also, he's one of like the head writers for Robot Chicken for a long time. But anyway, it just comes up to like TJ Quayle's like waking up and he's just like kneeling down holding a beer. And he's like, come on, man, just get up. They were just fucking with us. And then he loses his virginity to a voluptuous black woman.
Yes, a little big, a little big. But that's another one, like a good example. Like half of those actors I didn't really recognize.
Yeah.
The only person I really knew besides the father, the skinny guy's father.
Yeah, he was Kevin
Mayer.
Bacon. What?
Brecken
Fred-
Mayer was the guy you were talking about. The
yeah.
lead.
Who?
Brecken Mayer. is the
Yeah,
guy.
that
Brecken Mayer.
But he was Kevin Bacon's co-star in Tremors.
Fred Ward, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But aside from him and Tom Green,
Yep. Oh,
the
yeah.
only reason I knew Tom Green was at the time he had that show on MTV, the
Yeah.
Tom
Yeah.
Green Show, and I can't remember if he did Freddie Got Fingered before that or not.
I think so.
But that was in a time where like Tom Green was for some reason
Popular.
And
in stuff.
and oddly made it into the remake of Charlie's Angels.
Yeah. They just wanted him.
Yeah,
And then he kind of died out.
Yeah, yeah. Then
Thankfully.
it was nothing.
Yep.
Him and Dane Cook have gone into obscurity, and I'm okay with this.
Yep. But, for the most part, though, that movie didn't really know anybody.
I knew Sean William Scott from American Pie.
That was it.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's just a couple, but like all the other main characters, like
Yeah.
his girlfriend, Brecken Mayer.
Brecken Meyer.
Brecken Mayer.
Brecken Meyer. Mayer.
It's one of those
whatever.
two.
But him, this real skinny kid,
TJ Quayles.
that guy. There you go. Who ended up, he ended up being in quite a few other things later. He was the hacker kid in the core.
Yep.
Yep. Amy Smart was in it.
Yeah. So, but you get comedy, you get road trips, you get Tom Green messing with a boa constrictor or a python that ends up
yeah.
biting onto his hands.
Release the Fury.
Yes.
So one of the guys that are going on this trip, he was in Royal Pains. He was the brother in that show, but he was, he's just like a genius level kid that goes to this college, but it's like, I just like to smoke weed and have fun. But he's like genius. Like he knows, like he could take
Paolo Costanzo.
What's up?
Paolo Costanzo.
Yes. But basically, Breckenmeyer, his character needs, he takes this road trip, but he has an exam, so he calls the TA and asks for an extension. And the TA is in love with his girlfriend or something like. He just hates him. Don't need that.
All right, then.
I'm going to do this from memory.
And we're in trouble.
Reading it like a book report.
Yep. But so he says, yeah, sure, that's not a problem, and he writes down on his notepad, no extension, like he's gonna fail this test. So this whole movie, he thinks he's got an extra week to actually study and prepare for this test, and then towards the end, he finds out that he's getting screwed over. So the genius guy, he's like, what's it on? Ancient philosophy? And then I got to take an exam in 10 hours. He's like, I could teach you ancient philosophy in 10 hours. I could teach Japanese to a monkey in 10 hours. The problem is relating to the material. You're a big fan of wrestling, right? He's like, yeah, I love pro wrestling. And so he just explains ancient philosophy using
Via
pro
the
wrestling.
Royal
term.
Rumble.
Yeah, because when he gets to school and he's running, he's like, wait, the 13-man battle royale. It was Socrates versus. He's like, blah 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 blah. You've got this. So I thought that was really cool.
You just got to teach people
Yeah.
the right way.
Yeah,
Anybody can learn anything.
yeah. I just loved it. He's like, I could teach Japanese to a monkey in 10 hours.
Yeah. Well, a side note to that was that show I love watching, the Goldbergs. They watched the whatever movie came out at the time, War Games or something. They realized like his older brother Barry realized that computers are cool, and then they watched something else where someone hacked into the system, and they Adam always plays on the computer, and he's like, you can go in and you can get us all or update put on all the answers for our tests and everything. And he's like, yeah, I can hack in for you, but I want to be a member of the JTP, his gang, his brother's gang. And he's like, all right. He's like, and he realizes like I can't hack. It doesn't exist for him. He's like, I can't do it, but he doesn't tell his brother that. He's like, all right, we're gonna do this, but what I need you to do is we're gonna have to input all the data. And he's like, well, what's the point of that? He's like, just do it. He's like, we need to hack. Let's get hacking. He's like, all right, so and so, what was happened at this war during this time? And he's like reading through the book. He's like, oh, this happened. Da, da, da. And who was the general of that? And the other guy's looking. He's like, I believe that. He's like, no, fact check him. The other guy checks it. So he basically tricks him into just studying. And they got like, they're like, dude, you're hacking work, man. He's like, you morons. All I did was teach you how to study. I tricked you into studying.
It reminds me of Ferris Bueller's Day Off when he hacks into the school to change his absence days.
Oh yeah.
Like, all he does is get sent to the principal's office. He's like, they write the password like on a notepad that they hide on a desk. He just takes a look at it, goes home, puts his telephone on top of his computer because that's how you access the internet back then. And then he's like, Ed Rooney, he was like, I'm looking at it right here. Your son has been absent 9. What's going on here?
8. Wait, 7.
I think he knocks it down to like 2 or something, 2 or 3.
But that also reminds me of like the Key and Peele skit when they've got this blueprint rolled out. They say, all right, look, man, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in and we're gonna apply for a job. He said, look, they ain't even gonna know we casing the place. So every week we're gonna get money put into our account from the bank. And after 30, 40 years, we walk out like nothing ever happened. And he's like, motherfucker, that's a damn job.
Oh, I missed that show. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
But yeah, so you get a bunch of other movies that are they just work, man.
Yeah.
Everything works. Maybe sometimes it shouldn't, but
But
it
it
does.
does.
It does. I mean, look at what the MCU did. Everything just works.
Yeah.
Granted, they had solid source material to work off of from the beginning,
and
but
inflated budget. I'm not trying to make a theme of this, but another movie that just, it kind of flew under the radar, but everybody who's seen it knows that Scotty doesn't know.
I was actually gonna say, you're going on a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Trip
Euro
thing.
Trip.
Yep.
That movie is just hilarious.
One of the funniest cameos by Matt Damon.
Yep.
Yep.
It was like seeing Brad Pitt in Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
I remember in the theater, I'm like, is that? No, it can't be.
No.
Oh, is that Matt Damon?
Freaking dog collar and a shaved head.
Yep. And just singing how he just rails Lana from
Fiona.
Smallville. Fiona.
Yeah.
His sexy little, filthy little sex puppet. Literally says that on the mic at Scotty's party.
Again, aside from
Matt Damon.
Trachtenberg, Michelle
Trachtenberg.
aside from her and Matt Damon,
Yeah.
didn't really know anybody in that movie either.
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
The one guy that played his friend that went on the trip
Cooper.
with him, yeah,
Oh,
he
the
kind of
long
reminded
one?
me almost like a young David Spade
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the way he talked.
Like from David Spade from Rules of Engagement.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was also going to say kind of like maybe a little Owen Wilson vibe too.
no, yeah, I could see that.
But I could see
See
that. Going back to the David Spade reference, at that party he goes into the hot tub and he convinces the girl, he's like, you got a little smudge on your boob.
Yeah, she's just licking her hand and rubbing her mole.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she like takes it off to try and get it, and she finally figures out that he's just fucking with her. He's like, oh, you asshole.
This
And
isn't
he
where I
just-
park my car.
He just leans back in the hot tub. He's fully clothed. He just jumped in with this beautiful woman, so he just sits back like, I'm having a good time.
Dude, you gotta take the shot.
Yeah. But I think if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. But the most memorable part is when they go to the former Soviet bloc country, and they're like, we only have $1.25.
Bratislava.
Or Bratislava. They have $1, like 15 cents to their name. And they look up the currency conversion rate, and they are living like kings. Like, they tip the bellhop a nickel, and he goes, oh, a nickel? I quit. I open up my own hotel.
Yeah, like one guy's in there. He's like, it's good you come in the summer. Winter is very depressing. Like it's just like this giant slum.
Yeah, it's like, think World War II level destruction. This thing
Yeah.
was just shelled to non-existence.
Well, yeah, and he comes out and he goes, "Hey, Miami Vice, #1 new show," and this is like in the 2000s.
Yeah. Yes, it's great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. You have to tell me where to check that out. But like, I also think of like, go back to like old school, and you think of movies like Caddyshack.
Yeah.
You put that together. I mean, #1, you got a great sport, golf.
Yeah.
#2, you've got some of the
Yeah.
funniest people.
Reed, if you're listening, golf is a sport.
Yes, it is. you got some of the funniest people in that movie.
Yeah.
All combined. Mm-hmm. Some of which behind the scenes had a lot of confliction with each other, didn't really like each other.
Yeah, I can see that. But
That would be like Chevy Chase and Bill Murray and
Oh,
them,
yeah.
and Rodney Dangerfield. I think they said that was like one of his first movies he did, like the first time he was on film.
oh. Well, I know Bill Murray kind of stole the show in that movie. I remember watching it as a kid. It's like, I just want to see the groundskeeper go after that damn gopher again.
He was
Well-
supposed to have a very small part in that. It was
Yeah.
supposed to be like a one
Yeah.
day thing, and then it just people loved him just because of the way he was doing the whole.
Just
You
sound
sound-
talking.
And that whole thing where he threatens him, that
Oh
scene
yeah,
where he's
well, he's got
standing
against
the wall.
Yeah,
That was all improvised. He, like the other guy was like, I don't know. He's like, I thought it was actually gonna stab me or something, but there was no script for that scene. And they said after they saw that, they're like, we gotta keep him in this thing more. Which didn't really please Chevy Chase too much, but.
yeah. Well, because they hated each other from
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live, like
And
Well,
the funny
also
thing
it's
is,
a
they
big-
never really were on Saturday Night Live together.
that. Right, but like
But they didn't
he
like
did
each
come
other,
back
yeah.
like to the. To
Well, I
do,
also heard Chevy Chase can be a little bit of a pill on set.
Yeah.
Especially back in like his big like stand-up
Well,
heyday where
so
he
there
was
was
pretty
also
famous.
like a hurricane that went through, like
Yeah,
during
they had
their
a
filming.
hurricane in Florida. Yep.
And Bill Murray, like they had some kind of massive party where he got kicked out of the hotel.
Yeah, because they were stuck in there.
Yeah.
And they just drank and had all their drugs
Basically
and
like
everything
COVID
else.
for a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. But they had to go
Because
through
the
that.
power was out, like the sets, basically ruined,
Mm-hmm.
or at least the outside portion of it is. So they'd have to go back to the golf course and clean all that up.
And that's the other thing too. I think they said they might have done a couple rewrite scenes while they were stuck in there. There was
Yeah.
a couple scenes that they weren't 100% on, and because they had the time, because they were stuck in the hurricane, they were able to redo it. So again, that's what I'm talking about. Those little bits and pieces that all just happen to work together well.
But that one scene with Chevy Chase and Bill Murray, that's the only day that the both of them were on the set at the same
Yeah.
time. And
Oh,
they
really?
did that in one take.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't
Everybody- like I don't
hate
like you. I
you.
don't like you. We
Yeah.
better do this in one shot, man.
Yeah.
One and done. And that just speaks to their professionalism.
Well, I mean, you're getting paid. You got to.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to, man. Well, yeah, I think a Caddyshack, like I already mentioned, Back to the Future, those type things. I'm just trying to, like,
My cousin Vinny.
oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, that's
I
another
mean,
one. That's
to
like,
this day, it is still used in like Harvard law.
Oh yeah.
Only film as like the way to argue and litigate a case
In a trial.
Like it's so
Trial
true.
law.
Yeah.
There's a lawyer who has a YouTube channel, and I follow him, and he posted a video. He's like, "This is why me and my friends love this movie, and I actually watched this in law school." And he just goes like, "This is fantastic. This is exactly how you're supposed to do this." It's like I'm not contradicting him. I'm asking him, "Hey, is that a bush? Can you see through a bush?"
I
Right.
can't see through
Yeah.
the bush.
But I love that movie, but my favorite scenes are outside of the courtroom. Like
Because you love Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
I love Marissa Tomei in the Spider-Man movies that just came out. Of course, I loved her in My Cousin Vinny. But no, like he can't sleep because everywhere he goes, there's either a train. Like he goes into the woods and there's an owl, and he just loses his mind and just starts firing his gun randomly into the woods. That's hilarious to me. And also this whole like the first day he gets there, he's playing pool and he won a lot of money.
No, she was.
She was.
Oh,
She
she
got
was.
she got
stiffed. Yeah.
stiffed on the bill.
Yeah.
On the bet.
So and throughout this time, you can pay her, and he's like blah 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 blah, and then he comes back another day. He's got like a wad of money, and you can see a 20, and he goes, "How do I know that's not 120 wrapped around a bunch of ones?" And the guy said, "You can't." Because obviously he was lying.
We'll feed it out
Yeah,
to me.
fan it out.
Yeah. Fan it out.
But I love it. The best part is the day of like the final trial. He's walking into the courthouse, and the guy goes like, "Got all your money right here," because it's Danny DeVito. He's
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci. Sorry,
It's not Danny DeVito.
it's Joe Pesci.
Another great actor, but it's not him.
Yes, but so because he's gonna get into a fight with this guy, and Joe Pesci's on the shorter side, and this guy's probably around my height, 6'1". You could see him jump, clock him. He guys just falls straight to the ground. He picks up the money and continues on walking. It's one of the greatest scenes I've
When
ever seen.
I also like as he's coming at him, he's trying to wave him off. He's like, I ain't got time to deal with you right now.
Hey, little Yankee, I got your money here. You ready
There you
to
go,
kick
little
my
Yankee
ass?
boy.
Because that was the whole thing in the art when he's talking to him. He's like, you know, I need to, you know, you made a bet, and I'm here to collect, you know, you owe her $200, and he's like, oh, no, just kick your ass instead. He's like, he's like,
He's
"That's
like,
enough."
we gonna fight now? Yeah, first show me the money.
Well, no, when he's first talking to him, he says, you know, that's not a bad thing. I mean, I could use a good ass kick.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, what if I kick your ass? He's like, I'll counter offer you. I'm a lawyer. This is what we
It's
call
my
a counter offer.
counteroffer.
And he's like, so A, get my ass kicked. B, I kick your ass and collect $200. I think I'll just take the $200.
Micah, such a good movie.
It's great.
That stars Joe Pesci.
And Herman
Yep.
Munster.
And Herman Munster.
Hell yeah, he's the judge.
Yep. I mean, but again, you go into those combination of people, because also the guy that played the opposing lawyer, who's been in everything, he was also in The Distinguished Gentleman and stuff.
Yep.
You know, they're such different people and their
Right.
styles of acting, but yet it all just kind of worked together.
Just
It
all
works.
melded. It does.
It does. And then, you know, having, you know, Ralph Macchio in there.
It never hurts.
Yeah, I was just like, but you hadn't really seen, I think at that time, since like the Karate Kid movies. I
Yeah.
don't think you really saw Ralph Macchio in much of anything else.
No. He's probably retired. Like, oh, I'm a multi-millionaire now because if I did 3 movies, you know what, I'm going to retire. Then they reboot the franchise. Yeah, I got nothing going on.
Cobra Kai, baby. Daniel LaRusso.
Another one I would probably say is Welcome to Mooseport.
Okay, yeah.
Because I don't remember seeing too much of like Gene Hackman in, well, maybe The Birdcage, but like in a comedy role. Like he's very good at, you know, like the dramatic, or even maybe The Replacements.
Yeah.
That's still kind of a dramatic role, but you had so many other different characters that came in, like Orlando Bloom or not,
Jones.
Keanu Reeves.
I'm not the only one who could make mistakes.
Even though he was trying to play a serious role, he had a kind of comedy to him when he played Lex Luthor in the original Superman movies.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it was only because his plans were so outlandish.
But he was also
He
like,
got a piece of Superman's hair and threw it into the sun, and that created Sunman.
I'm not counting that one. I'm not counting the quest for peace. No, we're not doing that. I'll get 1 through 3, but even in the third one, he wasn't in it.
Yeah.
He was only in the first 2 and the fourth one. But I'm just talking about like just the way he tower out of things
Right.
too. You know, he's like, me, Lex Luthor. You know, I had your back the whole time. I was rooting for you.
So another good one that just melds Airheads. Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi,
And
Kramer from Seinfeld. I remember he was in the vents.
well, no, Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was the drummer.
Yeah,
Yep.
But that
Well, Michael McKean was in that.
it's just about 3 rockers who want to play their demo. And
Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
He was in it real quick.
Yep.
Yep. But it's just about a band that just wants to play their demo on air. So they get a water pistol gun and just take hostages at a radio station.
That's what you do. I mean, radio's kind of almost a dying art now. I mean, it's
Yeah.
out there still, but it's like getting your music out there is basically like Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple Music.
You could self-publish a
Amazon,
lot.
Yeah.
And there was the other guy. He was like the actual radio jockey.
Yeah, I can't
I've only
remember
ever
who it
seen
was.
him in like he's in those like CSIs or not that one, Criminal Minds.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to think of which guy you're talking about. Which one is he in Criminal Minds? Do you know?
Joe Mantegna.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe
yeah.
Mantegna?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe Mantegna.
That's right. He was the jockey in that. It's been a long time since I've seen
Yeah.
Airheads.
And towards the end, he's like, fuck those guys. Let's
Yeah.
play your demo.
He ends up being like their manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it has a happy ending. They play the demo and they actually make it big.
In the movies,
In
kids.
prison.
In the movies,
Yeah,
kids.
in the movies.
I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
do not take hostages, please, to play your demo on the air.
it's like the end of Blues Brothers, man. They played a great concert, but
Yeah.
they also ended up playing the rest of it in jail, playing the Jailhouse Rock. I was kind of thinking, if you want to go SNL route, like Wayne's World.
Yeah.
So you have obviously you have people a movie based off a skit from a show, so that works.
Yeah.
The 2 actors in it are very funny, so that
Yeah,
works.
Michael Myers and Dana Carvey.
SNL is producing it, or Lauren Michaels, the head of SNL, is basically producing it, so that
Yeah.
works. But then you have Ed O'Neill in there.
Yeah, as the donut shop guy.
Yeah.
That's
I once killed a man.
he's basically like a Vietnam vet, and he's just stern. And he's like, "You don't know what the fuck you're talking about." And then he like steals the camera, and he's like, "Let's talk for a minute." And the camera just follows him as he's walking around. I think Michael Myers is like, "Nope, over here."
Yeah, back over here, man. But you had that. I mean, you have the good music in there. Rob Lowe. The storyline obviously was supposed to be comedy, but it had a storyline, which is something that could happen.
Did I ever? So there's a funny story about the music in that movie. So in the theatrical release, they had the rights to play Stairway to Heaven, so Michael Myers would actually belt it out a little bit. But when it went to VHS or the home version, they couldn't get the rights to Stairway to Heaven, so they had to do a quick reshoot. That's why there's a sign that says "No Stairway" because he's not he wasn't allowed to play it.
He gets out 2 notes. Maybe,
Yep.
Denied. But I like that one, man. I do like Wayne's. If you go back and really watch it, I don't even mind the second one as much, only because I think what saved that was that the fact that Christopher Walken was in it.
Yeah. But the first one is just iconic.
Well, yeah, it's what it is.
I to this day I still like I have a friend whose in-laws live in Delaware, and every time she says, "Yeah, we're going over to the in-laws," I was like, "I'm in Delaware."
Hi,
I'm in Delaware.
All right. So aside from this, every Thanksgiving, what do you plan on watching? Like, there's just like Christmas time. There's always certain things. Like when I'm cooking or the
Football.
family's cooking turkey, you're gonna watch football, all right?
When I had cable, I would always watch the Twilight Zone marathon.
Really?
I love those old school black and white Twilight Zones.
Oh, I love them too. That just struck me as odd on Thanksgiving, but hey, that works.
It's usually I think it's Thanksgiving, but it could also be Christmas. But I think either TNT or TBS has like a full 24-hour marathon of Twilight Zone.
No, interesting.
And yeah, I just love those old school Twilight Zones. Rod Serling is a goddamn genius.
Well, speaking of Ed O'Neill, I'll definitely be watching again Dutch.
Oh yeah.
As my Thanksgiving movie.
I'm probably gonna watch Thanksgiving too.
3, you mean?
3, yes. The sequel to Thanksgiving.
We should title this episode, "How many times can we correct Patrick in 1 hour?"
Thanksgiving 33 1/3.
3, 4, 5.
Who are you texting? We're right here.
Yeah, stop cheating.
No, so there's a Fred Savage movie out there that I've watched. Like,
Little Monsters?
thank you. Yes, I was just trying to verifying the title of the movie before I opened my fat mouth.
Is that Little Monsters?
Yeah, it's Little Monsters.
It's just creepy enough to where like, wow, it's kind of messed up, but it's also not scary enough to where like you're hiding behind the covers or anything. It's basically about this kid who finds out where the monsters live underneath the bed, and he goes into the monster world, but he keeps going in there because when you first go in there, you fall like a stone. But if you're a monster, you float down gently. And towards the end of the movie, because he's been going into the monster realm so much, he starts turning into a monster. And throughout the movie, and towards the end, you can see that he's floating like a monster, and you're like, oh no, time's running out there, Fred. I thought that once again, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I genuinely thought everything in that movie was well made, well written, well directed.
Well, you got Howie Mandel playing Maurice,
Yep.
the main monster.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had, I'm trying to remember his name. He's the guy who played, not Shtick. That's the really mean looking guy.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the other one that played the main head of the world there. It was like a little boy. I think that was his name, Boy. They just called him Boy. But and obviously his little brother was his real brother.
Yeah.
Fred Savage, Ben Savage.
Oh,
played
yeah.
there as his
Frank
brother.
Whaley. Oh, he looks
Yeah, so that's the guy that played in. He was in Career Opportunities. He was in
Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow.
Yep.
Yeah, he did Swimming with Sharks.
He was in Pulp Fiction, apparently.
Yeah, he was the guy that had the Royale with cheese or
Oh,
wherever
yeah.
burgers.
Yeah.
Say
Not
what
Royale-
again?
Yeah,
he was
the
the
one
guy
guy,
who was
yeah.
going to die.
Cheeseburgers? What? No. Where'd you get them? McDonald's, Wendy's, Jack in the Box. Where? Big Kahuna Burger. Big Kahuna Burger. That's a new Hawaiian joint burger.
Where are you
Damn.
from? What ain't no
That's
country
some
I
real
ever heard
gourmet
of?
shit.
What?
Yeah.
Say what again? Dare you, motherfucker.
But what I did like in Little Monsters too was also, well, you got Daniel Stern played the father,
Yep.
which was I don't know. I always had trouble picturing him as playing the father. Like he did play the father in the sequel to A Christmas Story. There was actually A Christmas Story 2.
Yeah, it's
It was almost like made for TV type thing, and it
yeah,
wasn't.
isn't that the
during
one
Christmas.
where like it's Ralph's all grown up and he's telling the story or
No,
something?
no, no. That was later. Actually, it's not called A Christmas Story. It was called something else, but it was a sequel to A Christmas Story. Same character, not the same people, but instead of Peter Billingsley, it was some other kid. He was like a little bit older, and it was like during the summertime. So it played on different thing, but it was narrated same house. He was
Oh, really?
Ralphie, so it was all the same family. I'll have to remember what the name of it is, but that's the only time I saw him playing like a father person in anything. But no, I like that movie, The Little Monsters.
Oh yeah, it's a
Good
cult
times, man.
classic. Because I think once it just like our Giant Candy episode, I think that one technically bombed at the box office, but it's gotten a cult following now. And the movie's awesome. I like it.
It's fun.
Yeah. Once again, not winning an Oscar, but
No.
you're walking away like I enjoyed that.
Fun for the whole family.
It is fun for the whole family.
It's PG-13.
Were you telling me they look good? Were you telling the movie's good?
You look good.
Scrolling. He's scrolling.
Oh, that's dangerous.
We got some scroll going on.
Yeah, I opened up our Plex server and I'm just scrolling through movies to give me like a little. Black Phone 2. That is not something I've seen, so
Wow.
I cannot I cannot comment on that.
Sure you can.
Blade, the original Blade with Wesley Snipes. The only thing I can remember is Stephen Dorff's like hairstyle. It's just like straight 90s. It's like bleach blonde and spiky, and it looks like it's held up with cement.
It's basically like James Masterson from
Yeah.
Buffy.
Oh, yeah.
Spike.
Yep.
Spike, man.
Don't get me started on his arc.
Or James Marsters, or I can't remember. I think it may have been Marsters. Or Marster's son. Whatever it is. We like you, Spike.
Miss Mass.
I like
No,
you
no,
as
no,
an
I don't work
actor.
here anymore.
Yes.
I like you as an actor, but the character arc your character went on in that show bugs the shit out of me.
I know. Be sad.
It's turning into white hot rage after these many years.
It's just the lighting.
It's just
It's the heat from the
Just
lighting.
fest-
Just the lighting.
So a movie that you would, I love. This is turning into like one of my favorite movies of all time, but it's called Bullet Train. It's,
That's like your favorite movie of all time. now?
it's turning into one. I love that movie. I really do. When it got onto HBO Max, I watched it twice. It's a good movie. But
I will say it's good.
Yeah.
I really like how they brought all of them together. Bad Bunny, the guy from Kick Ass.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name, but I know the assassin who kills with like the snake venom. She was pretty famous, and I just can't remember her name at the moment.
She was she was Domino in.
And Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's a singer,
Okay.
or
But,
started out as a singer. I think.
It was just the way that it was. Obviously, these are all very talented actors. Except I think this was Bad Bunny's first foray into acting, and he didn't have a whole lot of. Actually, he didn't have any speaking lines in that movie.
He did. It was just all in Spanish.
Yeah.
I think the only time he ever spoke is when he got wine on his suit, and he called him like a bendejo, and then like walked over to the bathroom. But outside of that, he was just all the flashbacks. It was all the classic, show don't tell kind of movie trope. He doesn't say anything, but he starts working for the gang leader when he slides him a gun, and he survives, and blah blah blah. He doesn't. He's just angry and fighting. But yeah, I think.
Zazie Beats is her name.
Oh, okay.
Zazzy.
Yeah, and she's like the word bitch is like every other word that comes out of her mouth.
Michael Shannon as the White Death.
Yeah. But it's wildly, once again, very talented actors, but it's very well written and directed, I think. And when you get so I've heard stories when you get all of this like top talent into one set, like a lot of personalities are going to clash. But from what I understand, they all just got along, and their acting style and their characters, they all made it work very well, including into the end. And I just gotta say, when they do all the flashbacks of like how everything is connected, you get to see a little flashback of a Fiji bottle. One that's blatant product placement, but it's also really cool, like how this bottle wound up next to one of the protagonists at the end of the movie.
Just tied in together. It really tied the room together.
Yeah. And then when the little girl gets run over by the orange truck, if you want the mid-credit scene, it
Tangerines.
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 Yeah. There's a mid-credit scene that shows like who was driving the truck and why it ran over their little girl, because it was Tangerine.
It's Lemon.
Oh, it was.
Lemon's the one driving.
Okay.
Tangerine is Aaron Taylor Johnson, the guy from Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass, yeah.
Yeah, he's Tangerine.
Welcome to the correct Patrick Hour. No, Lemons was driving the Tangerines. Could happen to anybody.
I also like the mini little cameo of Karen Fukuhara in there. So she's I don't know if anyone's watched The Boys, but she's like one of the lead actors in The Boys. She doesn't speak.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She's French. She's kind of like pseudo girlfriend. So she is like, she's the one that comes in and does that little scene where it's like, she's asking, she brings the little beverage cart in.
Oh, okay.
It's like, would you guys like anything? He's like, do you have anything sparkling? And he makes Aaron Taylor Johnson or Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, he's
pay for the water.
Well, yeah, because he's like, hey man, I gave all of my money to that guy to pretend to be me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And fucking Channing Tatum out of nowhere.
But
Is this the sex stuff?
well, he goes like, how much for the water? And she's like, 1,000 yen or something like that. And he's you gotta be kidding me.
What's that, like 10 quid?
Yeah. And he's like, that bottle of water just cost me 10 quid. And Brad Pitt is like, oh, that was so refreshing. Are you sure we can't talk this out? And he's like, no. Just shuts the bottle right at his head.
That's how you got to do it sometimes, man. Sometimes you got to chuck a bottle.
And Ryan Reynolds made a cameo in that movie at the end, too.
Ryan Reynolds is down on everything. But another classic one, too, going back real quick, if I would say, because we got some time left. The Big Lebowski.
Oh,
the
yeah.
dude.
The dude abides.
You got the writer-directors just work, their style. I mean, you couldn't have picked a better lead for that part.
Yeah.
And all the side parts, having John Goodman as his role, and Steve Buscemi as his role, and just everybody in that movie just worked it.
I would probably say that probably revived his career for that, like after that role.
Yeah, it might have. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, it actually created something even bigger where there's bands that go around as him. He actually plays in one where he'll go around, dressed as the dude. And then, of course, what's his name? Philip Seymour Hoffman. That role fit him very well as the assistant.
Yeah.
Because he's just so not there.
Yeah.
He's like, that had not occurred to us, dude. No, dude, that had not occurred to us. The dude abides.
The dude does abide.
But you add in that, it does have a very good, music to it. The soundtrack works. The story, the way it's shot, the way it's done. Again, that goes to the writer-directors, to their credit. But yeah, you just have just the combination of those three together when they're bowling and arguing. It's like, the Chinaman's not the issue. The Chinaman is, they peed on my rug. They peed on his rug. Shut up, Donnie. What was it? Who said that? I am the walrus. No, we're not even talking about you. What are you doing? I am the walrus. Shut the fuck up, Donnie. You have no frame of reference. You're like a small child walking into the middle of a movie. You're out of your element.
So we all know that Nick Cage is, let's say, prolific in acting. He basically doesn't say no to an acting gig. He's in a lot of movies.
He did Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
We're not good.
But
that was a movie.
Yeah. And a lot of the times you can actually, I think like you can tell, like sometimes when he's in a project, he's not giving, he's definitely a talented actor, but sometimes then like, you could be doing a little bit better, Nick. Like, come on, man, step it up. But the movie that has a great, I don't think there's any licensed music. I think it was all composed for the movie. And it actually does show off his acting talent. And it's got a John Malkovich.
Let me guess what this is.
Yep. And
Put the bunny back in the box.
yep. So, yes, it's Con Air. But you wouldn't think I mean, I don't know. I was about to give the overall premise. I was like, that actually, if I said that, that does sound kick-ass. But it was well directed, well written, and it does show off like how good of an actor Nick Cage actually is. Like he knows how to throws on a southern drawl like accent, and it's not like he wasn't offending anyone in Alabama. And everybody was like, damn, he actually might be from Alabama.
Yeah.
But it
Well, that also had like a an all-star cast too. You
Yeah.
had John Malkovich, John Cusack,
All the Johns.
Steve Buscemi, Dave Chappelle is in it.
Yep. The guy who played
Ving Rhames.
Ving Rhames was in it. The guy from Forrest Gump who was in the army with Forrest.
Gary Sinise.
Yes. No, not Gary Sinise. The black guy who opened up Bubba
Oh,
Gump.
the
Shrimp.
Bubba. Oh, the Bubba guy.
Yeah. So he was the guy who needed his insulin.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, all-star cast. But I mean, the music works so
Danny
well.
Trejo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who loses his arms, I guess, at the end of the. Well, he goes to sexually assault the prison guard because she's there, and he's been in prison for God knows how long.
Still, it's not an excuse.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he was that's what he was convicted for. He raped 14 women,
Jesus.
and then he opens up the cage and they're gonna call me Johnny 15 now, bitch. And then Nick Cage kicks the shit out of him, and then he handcuffs him in like the little isolation cell, and then spoilers for the end of the movie, the plane crashes on the Las Vegas Strip. And if you've ever seen the making of this video, like it was like Star Wars. It was like a giant like miniature set that they, crashed the building into Legos like 1,000 times or something
Yeah, you
like
can't
that.
really crash a plane on
Yeah.
real Las Vegas.
Well,
Strip.
there are scenes where it looks like it's CGI, but for the most part, it's a practical effect
Yeah.
of using a miniature. So they crash into the Caesar Hotel, I think, entrance. That wasn't product placement, but
Well, you also see the giant hard rock guitar in there too.
yeah, they clipped that thing down.
Yeah.
But after the plane crashes and all the emergency crews and stuff are like going through all the wreckage, you're like, what happened to this poor bastard? And he dies. And you could see Danny Trejo's arm just hanging there. And then like you see them pick up the body and walk away, but the arm is still there. Like I want to see the scene of like what happened, like what cut him off at the shoulder.
Well, what had happened was the friction from hitting the ground so much.
It's a 4G negative dive.
What had happened was the
Yeah.
plane crashed into the Las Vegas Strip.
You had to be there.
So what really makes me think that whoever composed the music for that movie, I could still hear it in my head thinking about the old Boneyard scene where John Cusack's in like the tractor and giving cover to the SWAT teams and everything. All the action scenes have this like iconic music. It almost sounds identical to The Rock, which quick shout out, another great movie. And that one comes together, but
Also with Nick Cage.
yeah, one of the things that he shows off his acting prowess. But no, but the music was so iconic, and I thought it brought all the scenes together. Like I think if they had used licensed music in that movie, it kind of would have not done as well. But the director he did one of the Expendables. He did the first Lara Croft Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie. He's done a lot of I looked him up. He did a lot of action. He did some comedy, but he's mostly like an action director.
I was gonna say one of the movies he's with Nick Cage where he showed off his ability to act was Raising Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Love that movie. And the music goes well with that, just in a different tie-in version. A different way of tying it in.
Yeah. But so to your original topic, I think that movie it's better than it should have been, I think.
Okay.
I don't think anyone who's seen Con Air is going to be like, you know what, that movie sucks.
You know something, you suck.
I think you get arrested for saying that. I think that's a crime
You
in most
definitely
states.
don't get a bunny
Nope. Nope. Put the bunny
back in the box.
in the box. Scrolling.
I'm just once again just giving myself ideas.
Giving myself ideas. I'm just thinking, man. Just letting the wheels turn, man.
If I could smell, I would smell smoke.
Another movie where it's, I mean, not Con Air style type movie, but another movie where the soundtrack really ties everything together and the cast is stellar.
The Rock.
No.
Oh.
Rock's a good movie, but Dazed and Confused.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Because the music in that, you feel it. Like, even from the very beginning, it opens up to Sweet Emotion.
Yeah.
And as soon as it comes into, from black screen into that, it's just, old style cars coming through from the 70s, old muscle cars, everything. It just works. And of course, the entire cast in there is very good.
Yeah.
Get a young Matthew McConaughey,
Young Ben Affleck.
young Ben Affleck, young Jeremy London,
Everyone's just young in that movie.
young Joey
Yeah.
Lauren Adams.
Piper
I thought you were going to say
Posey.
Joey Lawrence for a moment. I was like,
No,
I don't
Joey
think
Lauren
he,
Adams.
I don't think he was in that movie.
You know that Kevin Smith and her dated for a period of time?
I did not.
Yeah, Kevin Smith and Joey Lauren Adams
Oh.
dated.
Good for her.
And she wasn't a lesbian, but she had more sexual experiences in that, like Wilder.
So
And that's
is
where
that-
he had kind of came up with the idea for Chasing
That's
Amy.
what I was just about to ask. Is that how Chasing Amy was born?
Yep. Yeah, it was basically he was the Holden character. Kevin Smith was Holden basically.
Okay.
Just a little side fun fact for you.
Yeah. It's always fun to know things.
It is. I like to know things. And if you want to know things too, you can ask us if you email us and talk to us at movietalksatchill.com.
Because knowing is half the battle.
That's right, G.I. Joe. We got a couple minutes left, but just want to kind of wrap everything up in a neat little bow. And if you guys want to talk about, for the audience now, you guys take a listen and enjoy the Thanksgiving time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have any really good recipes for success in terms of cooking, send them our way.
Yeah.
Because I'm always willing to try something new. You don't have to actually cook for me. Just make the recipe. I'll figure
Just
it out.
send it over.
I'm quite handy in the kitchen.
There's a meme that goes around.
Cooking talks and chill.
Yes.
There's a meme that goes around the internet every year around this time. It's like how to cook a turkey. Pour a glass of wine and then you prepare the turkey and pour another glass of wine and turn on the oven and then you pour yourself another glass of wine and then another glass of wine and then you put the turkey in the oven and then you just drink more and more wine. Oh, my kitchen's on fire.
Too much wine.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, had a cookie turkey, get a beer, ask your wife to get it done.
No.
Honey, are we going to cook that turkey now?
What happened was
Yes.
a local St. Petersburg man was found murdered in his kitchen.
Yeah, right. That's what would happen, man. I believe everyone needs to be equal in the kitchen.
That's right.
I love cooking. I just hate cleaning up afterwards. It's like every time I was like, oh, you know what I haven't made in a long time? This. And then I was like,
But I got to clean it up.
I remember the total destruction my kitchen was after the last time I made that.
Well, what helps is if you start cleaning it as you're going. So
Yeah.
if you end up
So,
with a dish that you do not need any longer, you wash that dish and then you put to the side.
And dishes that I cook more often than others, like I'm like, okay, I've got time to clean this one real quick before I have to start doing this other crap. But especially on I have recipes I've never cooked before. I was like, this says 10 minutes, but my oven runs a little hot, so maybe. So I'm like, I don't know if I have enough time to wash this. But after the second or third time, I was like, yeah, I got this.
Washing doesn't take that long, so you always have time.
Well, I also remember this comedian talking about, splitting up the responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh, yeah, I'll cook, you clean, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, fuck that. This is absolute garbage. He said, you have a passion for cooking. He said, and then I have to go in and then clean up the mess that comes from your passion. Like, nobody wants to do that shit. It's like, no, I'll cook, you clean. You go in there and clean up the mess that you've made. It's like, no, it's two different things. It's that you have a passion for something, and then I have to go in and do work.
I have to develop a passion for
It's like
cleaning.
in the breakup.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you want? I want you to want to do the dishes. Nobody
wants
wants to do the dishes.
Exactly.
I want you to want to do the dishes.
My baby wanted lemons, baby got lemons. My baby wanted 12. Why would you want 12 lemons?
It's a lot of lemons. I'm not going to lie. Even I know that that's a lot of lemons.
There's a
I
joke.
must say that is like the quickest Uno reverse card. Like you see that going around now that gets played in a movie. It's like when they're in that argument, it's after the dinner and it's like, hey, my sister's been through a lot. And Vince Vaughn just goes, of dick.
There's going back to the lemons. There's a great joke out there. The wife asks a husband, go to the store and grab a gallon of milk, and if they have avocados, grab 8. He comes in holding 8 gallons of milk. They had avocados.
All right, then. Let's see if we can outdo that one. I got seriously injured the other day playing peekaboo.
Oh God.
Ended up in the ICU.
I actually
Wow.
like that one.
Dad joke.
I'm going to remember that one.
All right, but we do have to wrap it up now on that horrible joke. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Enjoy family time, food time, cleaning up time. If you want to do the dishes, we hope you enjoy that.
And if you want to do dishes, you need help. Like, we're not sponsored, but there's an app called ZocDoc. Please look into it.
Yeah, what he said. And when we get back, we'll be in the holiday season. Then at that point, the Christmas time.
And that means
Mariah
we're getting
Carey.
closer and closer. You boys need to figure out your Hallmark
and
movies.
his mic's off. Anyway, out to the terrible times, but happy Thanksgiving. To all, from Movie Talks and Chill, we are your hosts. I'm Tony Serrano.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
All right, guys, take care.